Hey everybody, welcome to Devlog number 5. Pardon our delay with getting this video out. We've been traveling a good bit for GDC, but we're now back in the swing of things. Devlog 5 is also up in text on Reddit, so be sure to check things out there, but I wanted to put together a video as well to walk you through some of the cool stuff that we've been adding. So with that, let's jump in. So one of the first things is I am running my own space right now, and I know this might seem pretty straightforward, but we've put a lot of work into the actual server scaling side, which is quite much more complicated than you might think. So now what you can do whenever you join our alpha is actually head to your spaces and then create a new space here. We're also working on some beautiful new UI. Coming soon are these image updates too, but now I can just create a new space there and proceed. And this is some placeholder images at the moment, but we'll be updating those shortly. So this is my own server that's running. And so with that, you can create your own space, quickly invite your friends, and then be creating your own world in real time. So we're very excited for that, and we'll add more features to come there and on the menu as well. We're adding functionality for whether you want to play a space that is already published or you want to build a space with friends. You can also discover other people's spaces. You can play lots of other things and more to come there, but this is a bit of a sneak peek before it's released. So we'll still be doing some polish on it, of course. We also have more materials implemented, so this has been really fun. A lot of different creativity and things you can do with, of course, just having more materials. And so if I go over to this rock, for example, let's just scale it up a little bit so we can see it better. And when we go down to materials now, I touched on this in the last devlog video, but now with over 5,000 materials implemented, thank you ambientcg.com, we also added tags that you can filter. Let's go by antique and see what we got. So we can apply this material there, and there's our antique rock. If we want to do something like atomic, that sounds fun. Then here's our new, oh, that'll be weird for a rock, so we won't go with that. But let's do a metal, for example. That'll be a common one. And here's all our metal materials. And so this will load and then apply there. And then of course you can adjust the UV mapping too. And we'll be working on some more granularity for the UV mapping depending on what you would like. And we've done a lot with our lighters and shaders, so graphics are looking pretty solid. And of course, this is a rock here, and I'm applying a metal texture to it, a metal material, so maybe not something that will work. Let's see if we have any rocks. There we go. We have rocky rocks. Let's do rock. And then we can add this there. There's a good looking rock. This is a bit more for our scene. So looking good. Thank you again to Ambient CD for some of these. And if any of you want to work with us with some of your own open source community models, materials, anything like that, we'd love to chat, and happy to give you credit as well. So also, you may have noticed that we have a preview mode button over here in the top right. And that's, of course, this is building a game right now, but what about when you actually want to play your game? And I'm still in build mode right now, but now if I want to play the game, let's head over to preview. So when I hit preview, I'm just in this space myself right now, but this will instantly load with your friends. And so now you notice, if I hit B, I can't actually build anymore because now I am playing the game. And so we can run around, game start, and we have game logic coming soon. That'll be in the next devlog or 2 after that. We also have first person, if you didn't see that, with just hitting C. And so I'm actually playing the game, I can't build it. And if you want to reset the game, you can then just click end preview, and then it'll take you out of preview mode and take you back to build mode, to where you're now back creating your world. So we love that real-time quick development aspect. We think this is a huge, awesome way to develop with friends. I also have these chairs right here, and as you might have seen in our Twitter, how do I chair post? We have been working on sitting. So very simply, I can just hit E, and now I'm sitting right here. Quite simply, if I hit E again, that's gonna get me out of the chair. If I want to look at a different seat, I can just sit right there. And I know it's pretty simple right now, and it's really nothing crazy. You'll see that there's a light blue outline around something you can sit on, and we'll have some floating text shortly to tell you that you can interact with it by pressing E. And sitting is actually a pretty critical functionality, because once we add sitting, which is there, we're just working on polishing it a bit, then we can add things like vehicles. Well, if you can sit in a chair and then you can detect when someone is sitting, then after that, why not? Well, let's go over here to the spaceship. It's in the spaceship, and now we are flying said spaceship, for example, now. And so that's another thing we're working on that we're quite excited about. This supports any size asset too, so more details to come, but just a sneak preview of what we've got. We also have object locking. When you're working with tons of different assets, it can be a pain if you are trying to select all of these, but you don't want to select this rock we're modifying. So now I could go over here. I can just click this lock icon. You'll see this in the inspector too. And now when I left click, nothing happens. When I select many assets, notice that the rock is no longer selected as shown by this red outline there. So this will help you a lot in your editing process as you create a world. So you can, especially if you have like a giant mountain in the background. So for example, let's go back to this rock that I just locked. I'm gonna unlock that. Oops, I hit it. There we go, unlock. And let's say it's over here in the distance. Let's put it way over there. And then I wanna scale this up. So we'll use the scale tool here and I'm gonna start to make that bigger. Let's add a giant mountain in the background. Zoom out a bit. As I mentioned in the last video, look at the bottom left here. We added a scroll feature for changing the speed at which your mouse, your camera moves whenever you're using the scroll wheel. So that'll hopefully come in handy, and we can just make this gigantic if we want. And oops, I'm having a bit too much fun now, but I just made that way too big. All right, there we go. So anyway, back to making my mountain over here. So this is going to go over there. And so point is now, if I was back over here and I'm just trying to have this asteroid in the background, if I'm just trying to modify something right here, I don't want to keep on selecting the giant rock in the background. That's just the background. So I'm going to lock that. And now I don't need to worry about selecting anything in the background. So a bit of a handy tool there. We hope that comes in handy. And so a few more things. We also implemented copy paste as requested by our alpha testers. So quite simply, if I am working on something and many times, especially like rocks are a good example, scenery, trees, I'll choose a tree example. We're on Mars, but who cares? We can create whatever we want in the mirror. So I just hit Command C, Command V. I'm on Mac. Of course, this will be Control C, Control V for Windows. And then we can just start to copy and paste stuff. And this will actually take into account where your mouse is as well. So you can just quickly start to, we'll be releasing a paint tool in the future, so you can just quickly move assets around, but now you can create stuff and then just kind of quickly populate the world around you as you build, just with Command C, Command V. This also works for group of objects. We do have some bugs here, but it'll do justice for now. So there, Command C, Command V, and then just copied all those. Oops, got to select. And now we have this kind of mini forest we got in here. I do know of a bug right there. We're working on fixing that for our next release, which will be called Clarity. But otherwise, there just did some copy and pasting to many objects at once. Last but not least, you probably noticed that in our sidebar here, we just showed a few assets. Now we're showing an actual full page of assets. I thought that was a huge pain. I was like, we are going to fix this. And so we did. So now it actually looks like a well fleshed out asset browser. So with that, these are a lot of the things that we've implemented for Devlog 5. If you haven't applied for Alpha yet, we would absolutely love for you to join us on Reddit, join us on Discord. We'd love to chat, love to get your thoughts. We're all really excited about what we're building. We are very excited for your feedback as well. So join us there. And of course, comment your feedback on this video for anything you like, dislike, want us to implement. And we will see you on Reddit and on Discord. Thank you for your time and have a good one.